Donald Trump has escalated pressure on Nigeria, warning that the United States could intervene militarily if Nigerian authorities do not stop what he describes as the mass killing of Christians. Speaking with reporters and in official messages, Trump said there could be U.S. troops on the ground or airstrikes, and he threatened to cut U.S. aid to Nigeria if the violence continues. At the same time, his administration has re-added Nigeria to America's list of countries of particular concern for religious freedom violations, a designation that opens the door to sanctions and other penalties. The move signals that the White House is willing to back tough rhetoric with real policy tools, not just statements. But the backdrop of all of this is extremely complicated because Nigeria has endured overlapping security crises for years, jihadist insurgencies in the northeast, banditry and mass kidnappings and deadly clashes in the Middle Belt, where largely Christian farming communities and largely Muslim herder groups compete for land and water. Churches have been attacked, pastors abducted, and villages burned. But experts and rights monitors also note that Muslims are frequently among the victims, and many incidents are driven by geography, weak policing, and armed groups, not a single state policy of anti-Christian persecution. Abuja is pushing back. Nigerian officials say the country is not religiously intolerant and insist that any U.S. assistance must respect Nigerian sovereignty. A senior spokesman called Trump's remarks exaggerated and part of a hardline tactic to force talks. The government says it welcomes cooperation against terrorists, but rejects threats of unilateral action. So where does this go next? First, watch whether Washington moves from warnings to concrete steps, targeted sanctions, aid freezes, or operational planning with regional partners. Second, watch Abuja's domestic response. Will the government surge security forces to high-risk states, invite multilateral support, or try to publicly disprove the genocide claims? Third, watch the information space. Sensational numbers and graphic posts travel faster than verified data, and policy is now reacting to that velocity. Two truths can be held at once. The suffering of Nigerian Christians is real and demands protection, absolutely. And the history of foreign military action in Africa is fraught, absolutely. Often deepening conflicts it aims to solve, 100%. So the question now is whether this moment becomes focused pressure and partnership or slides toward escalation with unintended consequences for Nigerians of all faiths.